Absolutely astonishing. What a level she hit today.
She did it. Alex Eala is the first Filipino WTA singles champion in history. Drop every Philippine flag you have in the comments right now, because what happened in Washington, D.C. on Monday morning is not just a sports story, it is one of the most significant moments in Philippine sports history. And we need to talk about how it happened, because the way Alex Eala won this title is as extraordinary as the title itself. Final score: 4-6, 6-4, 6-0. Alex Eala defeats Jessica Pegula, the world number 3, the top seed, an American on essentially home soil, to win the 2026 Mubadala DC Open, her first WTA Tour title. The first WTA Tour title ever won by a Filipino player, the first Filipina WTA singles champion ever in the history of the sport in the Philippines. And she did it in the most dramatic, most theatrical, most perfectly written way possible. Let me tell you the full story. The final was supposed to be played on Sunday. The stands were packed, the Filipino flags were out. The crowd was frenetic and predominantly pro-Eala. The match started, and Pegula won the first set 6-4. World number 3, defending home court, playing at her highest level. Eala dropped the opening set. Then the second set began. Eala started fighting back, and at 1-2 in the second set, with Pegula still in full control of the match, the rain came. The match was suspended, the stadium emptied, players went to their hotel rooms. And somewhere in Washington, D.C. on a Sunday night, Alex Eala sat with a set down, a breakdown, and her first ever WTA Tour title on the line, waiting for Monday morning. Now think about what that night must have felt like. The biggest match of your career, interrupted at the worst possible moment. You have been the dominant player in this tournament all week. You beat Zheng, Fernandez, Svitolina, Osaka, 4 of the best players in the world in a row. You walked into the final as someone who had already proven she belongs. And now, you have to sleep on a set deficit, a break deficit, against the world number 3 on her home soil, in the city where she won her first career title. You have to close your eyes on Sunday night, knowing that when you wake up Monday morning, every single thing you have built across this entire week is still alive, but only if you can finish what you started. Most players would tighten. Most players would overthink it in the hotel room. Most players would wake up Monday, walk back out on that court, and feel the weight of everything on their shoulders. The title, the history, the crowd, the camera, the pressure. Most players would feel it. Alex Eala woke up and won 9 straight games. 9 games in a row. From 1-2 in the second set, down a set, she won the next 9 games without interruption. She broke Pegula to level at 2-all. She held. She broke again. She closed out the second set 6-4, and then she walked out for the third set and produced one of the most clinical sets of tennis you will see at this level all year. 6-0, bagel. She gave Jessica Pegula, world number 3, former world number 3 at her peak, exactly 8 points in the entire third set. 8 points in a WTA 500 final against the top seed. After coming back from a set and a breakdown after a rain delay. 9 straight games to win a WTA title. That is one of the best comeback stories tennis has produced in years. This is not the story of someone who happened to peak at the right moment. This is the story of a player who has been building to this all year and who has now arrived. Think about the path through this tournament alone. Zheng Qinwen came back from a set and a breakdown. Leylah Fernandez, the defending champion, 6-2, 7-6, 7-1 tiebreak. Elina Svitolina, 6-3, 6-4, same scoreline as Berlin 6 weeks earlier. Naomi Osaka, 6-4, 6-2 in 1 hour 16 minutes. Jessica Pegula, 4-6, 6-4, 6-0 from a set and a breakdown after a rain delay. 5 matches, 5 opponents who are or have been inside the world's top 10. A combined total of Grand Slam titles that would fill a trophy cabinet. And Alex Eala beat every single one of them. After the tournament, she had spoken about her approach throughout the week, and it is the clearest window into what makes her exceptional right now. I just tried to stay in the moment every match. I didn't think too far ahead. I just focused on executing my game plan point by point. That is it. That is the whole answer. While other players at this level can spiral, start thinking about trophies, about rankings, about history, Alex Eala was just playing the next point. Every match, all week. And then, on Monday morning after a rain delay with a set and a break deficit in the biggest match of her life, she played the next point. And then the one after that. 9 times in a row she was the better player. 9 straight games, 6-0 in the third. Now, let's talk about what this title means for everything that comes next, because the ranking implications are enormous. She entered Washington at world number 28. She left it as the first Filipino WTA singles champion in history, and she is projected to break into the world's top 20 for the first time. Top 20 after a career that started at world number 1000-something and has now arrived at the top 20 of the WTA rankings. She has climbed from being an unknown ITF junior to a WTA 500 champion in the space of a few years. And she is 21 years old. The US Open is in less than a month. Being seated inside the top 20 at a Grand Slam changes your entire draw. It means you are protected from facing top 10 players in the first 2 rounds. It means a realistic path to the second week, where she has already proven this year that she can beat anyone alive. Flushing Meadows just became a completely different conversation. Not will she do well, but how far can she go? And the Filipinos in Washington, the Filipinos who drove from Virginia, from Maryland, who flew in from New York and New Jersey, and further, they were there for all of it. The match was originally suspended on Sunday with the stadium packed, and they came back Monday morning to finish the job alongside her. Packed into stadium court, flag waving and chanting through 5 matches against 5 giants. Every single win celebrated like it was the country that was winning. Because in a way it was. When Alex Eala lifted that trophy in Washington, D.C., she did not just win a tennis tournament, she became the first Filipino to win a WTA Tour singles title in the history of the sport. She entered professional tennis from the Philippines, a country that had never produced a WTA singles champion. Never. And now it has one. Now it has her, and she is 21 years old. Think about the chain of firsts this girl has accumulated in 2026 alone. First Filipino to beat a world number 1 at a Grand Slam. First Filipino to reach the second week of a Grand Slam. First Filipino to break into the WTA top 25. And now, first Filipino WTA singles champion. Each one of those firsts is a ceiling that had existed for the entire history of Philippine tennis, walls that nobody had ever broken through. She has broken every single one of them this year, and every time she breaks one, she does not just open a door for herself. She kicks it down so every Filipino player who comes after her can walk through. For every Filipino kid who picked up a racket and was told the world stage was not for them. For every Filipino parent who dreamed bigger for their child and was told to be realistic. For every Filipino athlete who stood at the threshold of something historic and wondered whether they were allowed to cross it. Alex Eala just crossed every single one. The Mubadala DC Open champion. The first Filipino WTA singles champion. World number 20. And if you are thinking, what does she do for an encore? The answer is she gets on a plane, goes to Canada for the Toronto WTA 1000, then Cincinnati, and then New York. The US Open.